Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am your left-handed crafter and today I have 3 patriotic DIYs that I want to share with you. So this first one, I'm going to use this red candle and the white candle from the Dollar Tree, and I'm also using some white vinyl and blue vinyl. So I am using my Cricut for this. If you don't have a Cricut, you can use stickers from the Dollar Tree, Walmart, Hobby Lobby, wherever. I also think the little wooden stickers would be cute as well. So in the white vinyl, I just cut out these letters USA. Very simple, very easy. And the clear sticky paper is just the contact paper from the Dollar Tree. As long as it's nothing small or very intricate, this works just fine for me. But anyways, I'm going to stick the white USA letters on the red candle. And then on the white candle, we'll be using the blue vinyl. I just cut out different sizes of stars. So I'm just going to kind of place the stars randomly on the white candle. And I just kind of did the front of the candle. I really didn't do the back of the candle, but you could completely cover the candle. And here they are, and I am not finished because I am going to be adding some jute twine to both of these candles as well. So I just take and start rolling out the jute twine at about 12 inches, and then I just kind of loop it over on itself till I get about 5 or 6 strands, and then I cut off the ends, and then I'm just going to tie a shoestring bow with the jute twine. Now I try to get it as tight as I can. I adjust the loops to get them the way that I like them, and then I snip off the tails to the length that I like, and then I make 2 of these, one for each candle. And before I attach the bow, I'm just going to wrap some jute twine around the tops of the candle. I just go around it several times, and then it maybe 4 or 5 times, maybe 6 times, and then I will glue the ends down, snip off the excess, and then I'll glue the bows down. And I do go in and snip those tails down some more. I also added several strands of jute twine to the bottom of the candle as well. I just felt like it kind of balanced it out a little bit more. And this not only gives our candles a patriotic look, but it gives it a little bit more of a rustic look as well. You guys let me know what you think. These are super, super easy. So for this next DIY, I'm going to be using these wooden stars from the Dollar Tree. I have 3 here, but I'm only going to be using 2 for this project. The first thing I do is snip off the jute twine. I'm not going to be hanging them, so I don't want that jute twine. It's going to get in the way, so I'm just getting rid of it. And of course, I will be filling in those holes with some of the lightweight spackling from the Dollar Tree. This was a brand new container, so I was really struggling trying to get into this thing. I do take the little stickers off of the back. And then I fill in the holes on both of the stars. And I let that spackling set up so that it gets nice and dry, and then I come in with my sanding block from the Dollar Tree and I sand that spackling, trying to get it as smooth as I can, and if there's any other little rough edges on the star, I sand those as well. So I am going to be staining these stars with my favorite stain color, Jacobian. And I do the edges, I do the top, and I also do the bottom. I let it set for a few minutes and then I wipe off the stain. And if there's any spots that I feel like I need to go back over, I go back over those. Again, let it set for a while and then wipe it off and then set them aside to let them dry. And I'm also going to be using these little square blocks from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to be using 10 of these, so I also stain all 10 of them, and then I'm going to be gluing them on each point of both of the stars. So these are going to make little risers. And I think this darker color just, I don't know, I just really like it, but it just adds a very rustic, patriotic look to your decor. But you also could use these all year round as well. And here they are. Like I said, I really like that darker, richer color. These are great to use not just during our patriotic holidays, but any time of the year. You guys, let me know what you think. And for this final project, I'm going to be using this round sign from the Dollar Tree. And the first thing I do is remove the paper. Now, you don't have to remove the paper. You could just flip the sign over. And if you don't like the other side showing, you could cover it up with some paper or something else, poster board, whatever. But I do like to take the paper off my sign. This was a very tedious project and it took forever because that paper did not want to come off. I did eventually take my spray bottle and kind of wet the paper to kind of let it sit, and then I was able to scrape it off a little bit better. So after struggling with the paper what seemed like forever, I eventually did get it all off, and then I sanded it over really well, and then I flip it over and I take the sticker off the back because I'm actually going to be using the back side. So why do I go through the trouble of taking the paper off? I don't know, maybe it's my OCD. I just don't like that paper on there, so I do take it off. Now, I did struggle with the sticker as well. I should have used my heat gun, but I did not. I don't know. I guess I was in a mood for scraping that day because I did a lot of it. But eventually, I get the sticker off as well, and I do sand over that spot too. And then I take some of that lightweight spackling and I fill in the hole on this sign as well. Again, I let it dry and then I sand it over. And then eventually my prep work is done for my new sign. And I wanted to add lines on it, so I'm laying down some painter's tape to create lines. This is like the 1/2 inch painter's tape. And I put down, it's actually a little bit more than half of the board, but anyways, I put down the painter's tape and I'm using my Waverly chalk paint and the color plaster to fill in between the painter's tape to create my lines. And I just give this one good coat, but I do make sure that I do the edges as well. And before the paint gets completely dry, I peel up the tape and reveal our lines. Now I let this completely dry, and then I'm going to go back in with the painter's tape and I'm going to cover up those lines that I just painted. And once those are covered up, I'm going to go back in and I'm going to paint some more lines. So this time I'm going to use this red paint. It's also by Waverly Chalk Paint. It's crimson, and I'm going to mix in a little bit of burnt umber just to get a deeper, darker red tone. And again, I give this one coat, and I also make sure to paint the edges. And again, before the paint completely dries, I like to go ahead and start peeling up my painter's tape. And you can see when I pull up that last piece of painter's tape, it did take up some of that color, that plaster color as well. So I go back and add any little necessary touch-ups needed, and then I let it completely dry. And then I take another piece of the painter's tape and I add it to my bottom line there. And then the rest of our sign, I'm going to be painting blue. So I'm using Apple Barrel's navy, and then I also mix in some burnt umber again to get a deeper, richer tone of blue. And then I use that to paint the bottom half. Again, also making sure I go around the edges as well. And when I get finished painting that, I go ahead and pull up that last piece of painter's tape. I'm going to be adding some stars to this sign. So I'm going to be getting the stars from this tag sign that I had gotten from the Dollar Tree last year during the 4th of July. So I'm going to be using 3. So I pop those off and I'm going to set those aside. I will use those in a minute. I'm going to be making a scrap bow for this sign. So I'm going to cut all my ribbon pieces down to 12 inches, and I use 2 pieces for each kind of ribbon that I cut. So the first one is just this burlap ribbon. The Dollar Tree has burlap ribbon. This came from Joann's. I got this several years ago during Christmas time. This red and white ribbon, I think this is so pretty. I think it's perfect for a patriotic theme. I got this at Dollar General last year. And then this denim ribbon, I love this as well. I also got this at Dollar General last year, and I love incorporating denim into my patriotic decor. I just think it adds a very rustic, country Americana look to the decor, and I just really like using it. So I fold all my ribbon pieces over and I ducktail the ends. And now that all of my pieces are cut, I start assembling my scrap bow. I just start laying them down in no certain order. I just do kind of a diagonal, and then I also do some horizontal as well. And then I'm going to take a piece of jute twine, and this is what I'm going to cinch it all together with. And I just take that twine, wrap it around, tie it in the back as tight as I can. And then I take and fluff up my little bow pieces. And then I am ready to go ahead and attach it to our sign. So I'm going to put it right up here at the top. And then those metal stars that I popped off, I'm going to add those to the bottom of the sign. And I went back and added one more, or I popped off that last star and added it to the bow, and then I just hot glue everything down. Here is the finished piece. You guys let me know what you think. This is probably my favorite. I absolutely love it. And as always, thank you so much for watching my channel. I have some more patriotic DIYs that I'm going to be coming out with very soon. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, do that as well. And I will see you guys next time.